What started as a Chrysler subdivision proved to be one of the best luxury automakers in United States history. Automotive industry. In the 1950s, Imperial supplied some of the most prestigious and luxurious models on the market. However, fuel crisis only 20 years later put an end to this brand and made them too thirsty for newly formed oil prices. Imperial struggled to stay afloat, but was finally forced out of office in 1975. The French luxury car manufacturers died out after the Second World War, but in 1954, a wealthy industrialist, Jean Daninos, decided to bring luxury models back on the market. With experience in producing bodywork for Ford and Simca, Daninos founded Facel Vega, the new luxury brand. Since the Facel Vega was a small company that could not produce its own engines, Daninos used Chrysler V8 units that were relatively cheap and very powerful. Both founders were involved in the aircraft business at the moment, and Bristol used a lot of technology in aircraft industry details. Initially, BMW 328 engines were used, and when they became unavailable, Bristol turned to other sources, notably Chrysler and its large V8 units. The company was known for producing outdated luxury coupes and selling 1 or 2 cars a year to extravagant and affluent customers. But despite a loyal customer base, the end was inevitable and Bristol collapsed in 2011. While Lincoln waited for the platforms, drives, and structures necessary for a legitimate product renaissance, Cadillac suffered setbacks. A Cadillac flagship sedan over the CT6 was dropped, along with dreams of more coupes and convertibles. But the transitions that took their place came slowly and wearily on arrival. Daninos lost battles in the boardroom on the product front and in his desire to make the brand financially independent. On the other hand, Lincoln has become more traditional, polite and refined. And no two cars show the opposing styles of these makes as their flagship sedans. The Cadillac CT6 and the Lincoln Continental are arguably the 2 best luxury sedans ever produced by the U.S. auto industry. Advantages: luxury cars are often where you see the most innovations. Luxury cars value comfort and tranquility for all passengers. For luxury cars, their restrained design is often about calm self-confidence and not about conspicuousness. Hundreds of entrepreneurs tried to get hold of a piece of a giant cake that had been created in the beginning of the last century by the automobile boom in US. In view of the extremely intense automotive market, modern business people see their opportunities in developing exclusive sports cars and offering tuning services such as Hennessy Performance Engineering, Panos or Fisker Automotive. Tesla Motors is a great example of a modern, successful business in the automotive industry. Detroit Electric, which manufactured vehicles at the beginning of the last century, was revived in 2008 to work on modern electric vehicles. The American car brands Ford probably have a special place in the history of automobiles. Founded by legendary entrepreneur Henry Ford, the company pioneered the mass production of automobiles by introducing numerous innovations such as assembly lines and making cars affordable to the mid-range. Today, Ford is a global car brand that sells millions of vehicles worldwide. Tesla Motors is a revolutionary manufacturer of electric cars and electric drives, founded in 2003 in California. One of the oldest automakers in the world, Oldsmobile, was hired by GM in 2004. Pontiac, Saturn and the brutal SUV brand Hummer fell in 2010, a comprehensive restructuring by GM victims. Alvis Car was founded in 1919 in Coventry, England, initially manufacturing engines and spare parts. The power and displacement grew and Alvis also produced a number of successful racing cars. Since the company also produced airplanes at the beginning of the Second World War, automobile production ceased and Elvis turned to the military market. After the war, however, car production resumed and Elvis introduced a series of elegant saloons and coupes with smooth and powerful six-cylinder engines. The Panos company was founded to produce racing car series, but ordinary road cars are also manufactured. Panos integrates the latest automotive technologies into its vehicles and also works with BMW Motorsport. Panos also operates the subsidiary Elon Motorsports, which develops and builds racing cars for professionals. The price of the Z06 alone has put the Corvette in this list, but due to its interior, it has a place among the luxury sports cars. It's winding, has a great gearbox, and the interior of the Corvette has a lot to offer. The controls surround the driver for a more ergonomic touch, and the trunk is larger than its competitors. The Lexus is relatively inexpensive, but with a large interior, offering a compelling combination of style and value. Revised in 2019, the S has a V6 engine, S350, or a hybrid powertrain, S300H. Standard, luxury and ultra-luxury trim levels as well as an F-Sport version, available exclusively for the S350 series. The Lexus is relatively inexpensive, but with a large interior, offering a compelling combination of style and value. Revised in 2019, the S has a V6 engine, S350, or a hybrid powertrain, S300H. Standard, luxury and ultra-luxury trim levels as well as an F-Sport version, available exclusively for the S350 series.